This is Terrence Andre Banks with Information Age Financial Solutions, coming again about the pensions. And just when I think things can't even get worse, it seems that chocolate sprinkles, the inventor of chocolate sprinkles, has pension problems as well. And this is going to cause a lot of stirs for the individuals depending on it in this pension crisis that's unfolding as we speak. I'm going to dive right into the article. I'm going to put a link in the description, sovereignman.com. Great article. Meet America's next pension casualty, inventor of chocolate sprinkles. Again, these things just break my heart when you think about that a company will have to be in a position where they're going to have to not pay their workers and even keep the company afloat. I'm going to dive right into the article and let's get right to it. In 1923, a young Jewish immigrant from a small town in modern-day Ukraine founded a candy company in Brooklyn, New York, that he called Just Born. His name was Samuel Bernstein. And if you enjoy chocolate sprinkles or the hard chocolate coating around ice cream bars, you could thank Bernstein. He invented them. Nearly 100 years later, the company is still a family-owned business, produces some well-known brands like Peeps and Hot Tamales. I ate both. Really not the Peeps that much, but Hot Tamales, I definitely eat it. But business conditions in the land of free have changed quite dramatically since Samuel Bernstein founded the company in 1923. The costs to manufacture in the United States are substantial, and business regulations can be outright debilitating. One of the major challenges facing Just Born these days is its gargantuan underfunded pension fund. Like a lot of large businesses, Just Born contributes to a pension fund that pays retirement benefits to its employees. And in 2015, Just Born's pension fund was deemed to be in critical status. This is going to be a lot for most people. That's why I will keep reporting on the pension crisis, because it is that important. Prompted Panja to negotiate a solution with the employee union. The union simply demanded that Just Born plug the funding gap, as if the company could merely write a check and make the problem go away. Management pushed back, explained the pension gap could bankrupt the company. They usually do. And as an alternative, the company proposed to keep all existing retirees and current employees in the old pension plan, while putting all new employees into a different retirement plan. It seems like a reasonable situation that will maintain all the benefits that have been promised to existing employees while still fixing the company's long-term financial problem. But the union refused, and the case went to court. 2 weeks ago, the judge ruled, and the union won. Just Born would have no choice but to maintain a pension plan that puts the company at serious risk. It's literally textbook insanity. The court and the union both want to continue the same pension plan and the same terms, but they expect different results. It's as if they think the entire situation will somehow magically fix itself. Those of us living on planet Earth can probably figure out what's coming next. You're damn right. This is really when it just becomes insane. In a few years, the fund will completely be insolvent. And this company, which employs hundreds upon hundreds of well-paid factory workers in the United States, will probably have to start manufacturing overseas in order to save costs. And that, to me, is really a shame. That if you can't even it comes to the point, let's keep the additional employees from the old system, at least, and the solution coming out, and then the union goes against that. It's just dire, and it's really sad. Honestly, it's some kind of miracle that Just Born is still producing in the United States. The owners could have relocated overseas years ago and pocketed tens of millions of dollars of labor and tax savings. Yes, they could, but they didn't. You think the union would have acknowledged that and try to find a way to work with the company to benefit everyone in the long term? Yet, thanks to their idiotic union, these workers are stuck with an insolvent pension fund and zero job security. What's even worse, man, it's just that there's no job security, and then just to make some slight changes to these pensions. Now here's the really bizarre part. Just Born contributes to something called a multi-employer pension fund. In other words, it's not Just Born's pension fund. They don't own it. Let me repeat that again. In other words, it's not Just Born's pension fund. They don't own it. They manage it. They don't own it. They don't manage it. And they're just one of the several large companies, typically within the candy industry, who contributes to it. So this raises an important question. Who manages the pension fund? Why, the union, of course. That's even worse to even hear that. The multi-employer pension fund that the Just Born contributes to is called the Bakery and Confectionery Union and Industry International Pension Fund. This is a union pension fund. It was founded by the union, and the president of the union even serves as chairman of the fund. I tell you, they'd rather be destruction than anything to cut anything. It's almost like we're living in a different kind of world. Everything has changed, and these pensions still have not caught up with that. This is truly incredible. So basically, the union mismanaged its own pension fund and then legally forced the company into an unsustainable financial position that could cost all employees their jobs. It's genius. Just One, of course, is just one of countless other businesses that faces a looming pension shortfall. General Electric has a pension fund that's underfunded by a whopping $31 billion. I think I'm going to do an article on this one. Bloomberg reported last summer the biggest corporation in the United States collectively have a $382 billion pension shortfall. Not to worry, though. The federal government long ago set up an agency called the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation to bail out insolvent pension funds. It's sort of like an FDIC for pension funds. Problem is, the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation is itself insolvent and in need of a bailout. According to the PBGC's own financial statements, they have a net financial position of minus $75 billion, and they lost $1.3 billion last year alone. The federal government isn't really in a position to help. According to the Treasury Department financial statements, Social Security and Medicare have combined shortfall exceeding $40 trillion, and public pension funds across the 50 states have estimated combined shortfall of $1.4 trillion, according to a 2016 report by the Pew Charitable Trust. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see what's coming. Solvent, well-funded pensions and state national retirement programs are as rare as mythical unicorns. I can't say that again. That is worth repeating. Solvent, well-funded pensions and state national retirement programs are as rare as mythical unicorns. Nearly all of them have terminal problems and will likely become insolvent if they are not already. The unions are driving their own pensions into the ground, and the government has zero bandwidth to bail out anyone out, least of all itself. So if you're still more than 2 decades out from retirement, you could forget about any of these programs being there for you as advertised. But there is a silver lining, though. The government can't fix this. You can't fix this, but you can. I like the idea of you can do something to fix these problems yourself. You have the ability to take matters into your own hands, establish a robust, well-funded tax advantage retirement plan. Our examples are solo 401k, an extremely cost-effective, flexible plan that allows you to squirrel away tens of thousands. He's given some different options here. The article is definitely worth your attention. He covers a lot. I couldn't even imagine that chocolate sprinkles, hot tamales will be at risk for pensions. The most sad aspect of this is that the company will have to then force its doors here, close its doors here, go overseas, losing hundreds of jobs. And it's a manufacturing company. They could have went years ago, according to the basis of this article. Definitely worth your time. I'll put a link in the description. If this video has been any value to you, please subscribe, leave some comments. Until my next video, I'm out.